the history and the occasion. Over 10 years ago in 2012, Bishop Gunn, the visionary, invited 5 men for a meeting as we met in the conference room of St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. After the untimely death of Trayvon Martin, Bishop said we have to do something to help save our sons. And on that day, the operation began. We all started talking and discovered, ironically, every one of the 5 men in the room had experienced violence and the missing of a father in their lives. As we talked, the 5 men, successful men that began to shed tears, still hurting from the pain of not having strong fathers in the absence of a father in their lives. Bishop Gunn was the only man in the room that had a strong father image. And the most amazing thing, these 5 successful black men did not experience that, but now we had families and were still having the pain from our childhood. I being one of the one that lost my father in gun violence. And he was murdered in 1972 after not being a part of my life, and being a part of things that he shouldn't have been a part of. And only seeing him 2 or 3 times in my life. Isn't it something to be named by someone? Being a junior myself and not knowing the man that you was named after and not seeing him. My blood father, he never said, son, I love you. He never said, son, I'm proud of you. Transparent. 10 years later, in 1982, having the DNA of my father, it came natural. On one occasion, after being chased by several police, and after being blocked in and nowhere to go, I heard the sound of several shotguns and the voice from several officers saying, driver, come out with your hands up. I preached a sermon about that. I made bad decision, but God. It was only because of my stepfather that came into my life, and he started changing decision. He taught me how to be a man and gave me directions. And on his deathbed, he reminded me how proud of he was me as being his son. Somebody made a difference in my life, and this is what Operation Save Our Son is doing, making a difference in the lives of young boys. And after that meeting with Bishop Gunn, the operation began to save our sons. And as Pastor alluded to it, in 2012, the first summit at Rebord, we had over 15,000 kids. And it was more than just a good idea or a meeting in a conference room. It was vision from Dr. John E. Guns. And after that summit, Bishop said we have to do this again. And each year, we got more involved with our sons and in the community. And organizations helped us. This is close to my heart, as Alfonso said. It is because when I see young men that we've talked to and young men that have got dreads and pants coming down, and when I start talking to them and tell them that I care, tears start running down the eye just for someone to tell them that they care about them. This is what Operation Save Our Sons is doing. We are making a difference in the lives of the young men. So today, let's recognize the bishop and let's celebrate 10 years of a great experiences. As Bishop Gunn said a while back, he coined this phrase, let's ride. So let's ride and make this a better organization, and praise God for you.
Wow. Hello, my friends, and welcome to a special edition of Thursday Recharge. It's real different tonight. Typically, we do the Bible study piece or the worship piece, but tonight we want to come on and we want to talk about a part of the unique vision that God has birthed in my 26 years. It's now 10 years old. It's Operation Save Our Sons, and I'm honored tonight to have, first of all, our chair of our board of directors, Brother Alfonso McClendon. Hey, bro, how are you?
Doing fine, Bishop. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm great, man. Let me ask you before we bring on our very, very special guest, why you committed to Operation Save Our Sons? I mean, because, man, you have hit the ground running, man. Your heart is so genuine and pure for this. Why this with all that you have the capacity to do? Why Operation Save Our Sons?
For 2 reasons, Bishop. I remember an opportunity that I was given as a young man. I'll never forget that opportunity. I was in elevator, and I saw a man in a business suit, and I was delivering sheetrock to his company. And I said, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. He gave me a business card, and as a young man, I'm thinking, he just talking trash. A year later passed, and he gave me an opportunity of a lifetime that really changed my life. My life went in a whole new direction because he invested something in me. And the second thing of it is September 11th, 2020, I got a phone call that really shattered my entire life. We were already in a pandemic, but now I got to get a phone call that my son was murdered. And so I hold those two to my heart to why I do what I do. Because one, it was somebody that exposed me to something different than my norm that allowed me the opportunity to be who I am today. And secondly, understanding the hurt, the pain of losing your son or losing a child. So those are my whys, because I want to make sure that, as they always say, play it forward. I want to make sure I give a young man the same opportunity that was afforded to me, but also that I want to see if I can curb another parent having experienced the same pain that I've experienced as well.
Man, first of all, I want to commend you, because a lot of times people go through pain and they let the pain absorb them and paralyze them. But the fact that you've turned pain into purpose, and then you've allowed yourself to be open, that's amazing. And so tonight we have the joy of a young man who, and honestly, I'm gonna let him tell his story as to why he's up here tonight. Our CFO, Brother Ron Baker, had this encounter, and he came through one of our programs led by Andrew George in Evening Reporting Center, and the connection, I Pray Save Our Son. So we want to welcome tonight Brother Jabari. Come on in, Jabari. Come on in, man. Come on in, man. Bless you, man. Thank you for being here tonight. Tell us about Jabari Brown. Who are you? How did you end up in Evening Reporting Center? And then how did you end back up at the church?
Well, about me, I'm basically pretty much like a regular kid, but like what I can say, like what my downfall was is the certain group of friends I was hanging with, they weren't really necessarily good for me and stuff like that. So I kind of like got mixed up in the wrong crowd, doing like wrong things and stuff like that. And it just so happened last year I ended up getting arrested for something I did, but I was fortunate enough to basically get a second chance, because I was a juvenile, and it was right before my birthday. I was able to go to the program Save Our Sons, and they really helped me a lot with my whole case and all that stuff, and just giving me a new like perspective on life and things like that. So I was really grateful to them for that. So now I'm trying to like go to college and stuff like that to like better myself, so I don't end up in the same position. So that way I could be somebody my family can look up to, because I got 2 little brothers and like 6 younger cousins. I want them to see that I'm a good person, and I want to be in their lives.
Jabari, let me ask you this other question. What advice would you give your friends, your peers, after your experience? What advice would you give them?
Some advice I would give is to just slow down and to live in the moment. Don't try to rush things and try to stress out about things and things like that. That was really my main problem. I was trying to have so much in such a quick time frame, and that's not how life works. Stuff like that. And I was letting things beat me up, like beat me down, real worrying and stuff like that. So I try not to do that anymore.
Alfonso, you want to share or ask a question of this incredible young man?
I just want to comment, because I'm hearing him talk, and he's talking about the troubles that he's been through. But now you see a mentee now becoming a mentor. His perspective have changed. He no longer want to be the one getting in trouble, and because of what he's gone through, he now want to be a voice to the ones that's coming up behind him. So that is a powerful statement, to take trouble and then turn it into triumph. So I applaud you, young man, for what you're doing. Keep up the good work, man. This is a story that need to be told on all platforms.
Absolutely. Jabari, let me ask you one last question, man. What do you want to do with the rest of your life now that you have been given this second chance?
I just want to have a positive impact in the world. I don't really like care too much about being famous or rich or anything like that. As long as I can, I'm in a position to take care of like people around me and stuff. I'm okay with that. So I've been looking at like different jobs and careers and stuff like that.
That's good stuff. Well, man, we are committed to your future, and whatever we can do, we gonna do because Jabari, you are why Operation Save Our Sons exists. Man, give us one final words, man. One final thing. What do you want to say, man? You get a chance to talk to the world tonight. What do you want to say to the world tonight, man?
One thing I would like to say is that it's never over with. Like there's always something good that you can like get out of life. Like no matter like how bad you think you're doing this stuff, like there's still a positive to like any situation. Like with my situation, yeah, it was bad that I got arrested, but on the other side, it could have like helped me save my life because I could have been caught up doing something else or got in trouble doing something else or anything else could have happened. So like there's always like positive outlooks on life. You just gotta bounce back from things. You can't dwell on the past and just try to better yourself every day. So that's some advice I would give.
Jabari, thank you, man. Thank you. Alfonso, you want to give a closing word to our young brother?
Man, keep the same outlook on life. You know, Bishop talked tonight in our Thursday sessions, and he talked about the power of agreement. And he taught one of his points was to look at things from a positive perspective and not a negative. And everything you've been through, you came out better because you saw the silver lining and you saw something better in it. And you learned something. And you didn't go through it and just didn't learn anything, but you grew through it. And I applaud you for that. And man, keep that same focus, be determined, be intentional, and find those things that you're passionate about. Success is knocking on your door. So forgetting those things that are behind, your future is so bright. So keep striving to be better.
Jabari, thank you, man. You make us proud, and we're determined that we're gonna do what we can. Man, is there anything you want to say, man, before we move forward?
I really appreciate everything the program did for me. Like I said, they really helped me out and stuff. Like I know there's people out there who didn't get like a chance for people to speak on their behalf and stuff, but Mr. George, he was real helpful with my case and everything. He was making sure they was on top of everything and making sure I was staying out of trouble and talking to me, keeping my head on straight and things like that. So I'm just grateful for everything that's happened.
Well, man, we're proud of you, and we thank God for you. And as our chair said, the best is yet to come. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. Appreciate you. Man, Alfonso, come on, man. Come on, man. Talk to me.
That was a powerful story. So this is 10 years ago when you sat down at the table and God began to speak to you about Operation Save Our Son. This is what it was all about, Bishop. Changing men. And you know, it's countless of young men just like Mr. Brown, Jabari Brown, that we haven't heard the story. He said it himself, but he's one of the ones that able to come back and tell us, hey, how Operation Save Our Son influenced his life, impacted his life, and helped set his life on a different road. So this is the whole mission of Operation Save Our Son. That's what it is.
You know, it's interesting, man. I think about this journey and even now, man, with the opportunities that are in front of us, the thing that makes Operation Save Our Son so incredible and really makes the work of Evening Reporting Center and all of the things that we're committed to doing, the thing that makes it so powerful is the fact that, and you use the phrase, and I think it's a powerful, meaningful phrase, that we get a chance to pay it forward, you know, and paying it forward means a lot, means something different for different people. But I think in the end, it ultimately means that we make better the world.
Yeah.
You know, we make the world better. What do you see as some of the possibilities and opportunities for Operation Save Our Son?
There's endless possibilities. And you know, I think about when I was listening to Mr. Brown speak, I was thinking about what our youth are exposed to. When you look at the inner city of Jacksonville and you see what these kids see on a daily, they see the drug dealer, they see the pimp, they see the scripper, they see the robber, and they feel in their environment, that is what's called success, because they see those guys driving the big cars, having the beautiful women, and they doing everything they want to do, dress nice. So they are exposed to that. And so they don't know anything else. But Operation Save Our Sons want to take those same kids in that same environment and expose them to something different. They say, hey, you have an alternative. You have a choice. You could become an entrepreneur through trade. You can finish high school. Look at this young man, went to jail, and now he's college bound.
Isn't that crazy?
It's mind blowing. But if we can take you out of what you think is normal and put you in an environment, it's mind blowing, man. Mind blowing. That's why what he was talking about, was just writing stuff down from jail to college. And he said he wanted to be a role model. Now a mentee have become a mentor.
Wow.
That's
I want to pick up on something you said. I don't want to miss this, man. You said something really powerful. And I'm really grappling with it, man. How man, what he thought was normal.
Yeah.
What he thought, and it's crazy, Chair. It's crazy, Alfonso, how many of our kids see what's destructive as normal. Yes. So they don't even see the possibility. So a part of our responsibility is to, if nothing else, give them exposure.
Yes, sir.
To the light.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, yeah, you said something, man. What is it over your journey that you have learned that you are willingly giving away to young Black men?
To be patient. Be patient. A lot of times we rush to success because of somebody else. And we as young Black men, or as young Black men, we never have stories to tell how we got to a place, because we so in a rush to get to that place that we're not enjoying the journey to get to that place. So patience is the key, because having that patience, you learning lessons. But as Mr. Brown said, you learning the lessons, you understanding how you got there. I heard somebody say many years ago, never pray for money, pray for the wisdom, because if you ever lose the money, you'll know how to get it back. And so that's what I tell young men, just enjoy the journey, have patience. Don't feel like you got to get it quick, but the journey itself is so valuable that, it's gonna build your character and who you are. Sometimes we get to places and our character have not matched the place that we're at, so we don't stay at that.
Dude, you dropping nuggets tonight. One of the things that I would love to see is I would love to see us do this more often to showcase the young men.
Yes, sir.
I would love to see us show how many Jabaris are out there that God is allowing to go through Operation Save Our Sons, to go through Evening Reporting Center, which is one of our programs, to go through churches, to go through youth groups, to go through, fraternity groups that work with young men, to go through, athletics, all these young men who God has saved through sports.
Sure.
And so as we get ready to close tonight, what is your appeal? What is your ask to those who are watching? And then I'll share mine.
My ask is two things. One, we always see the negative in our community. We hear the young people dying in our community. We hear the young people getting arrested in our community. But my first appeal is to pay close attention to Jabari. That's new. And these young kids, as you foresaid, they need to hear a different narrative about the youth in our community. So that's my first appeal. The second appeal is that everybody put their hands on the wheel and say, what can I do to change someone's life? If it's just one person's life, what can I do? You may not have the time. You may not have a group of young men that you may want to talk to. And you may say, hey, I'm one of those kids. Something you said powerful at Ed White, Bishop. You said, I'm not the guy who have the testimony that I ever sold drugs. And a lot of more kids need to have that same testimony, that they never sold drugs. That's more powerful than somebody saying, I used to sell drugs, don't sell it no more. The fact that you was in the same situation that a lot of these kids grew up in, but that's not your testimony. You took a different route. And so that's my appeal to everybody, to look around our communities and see where we can be examples. because you never know who's watching you. And you may be the change agent to make one of these kids who are going down the wrong road turn around and say, let me rethink this thing. Let me come back and let me try it again. So be conscious of who you are and your character, and let us start investing in our youth. I say this and I'm going to close. One of the most things I'm dangerous, I fear the most is not having information. And I think about the story in the Bible when God told the children of Israel to get the lamb, get the blood, put it over the doorpost, and wherever I see the blood, I'll pass over. And the big thing about that, when I continue to read that story, was that it wasn't just for the Israel nation, it was for whoever. And if Pharaoh would have got those same instructions, his son wouldn't have died.
Wow.
To our kids, we're not giving information to live. So they're dying in the street because we're not passing the information on to them. And that's what we got to do. We got to do a better job of passing information.
Man, listen, man, you about to make me give you a set of license. Here's my ask. Threefold. Here's the first thing. If you want to make a difference, volunteer. The information for volunteering is going to be on the screen. You need to, that's first thing. Second thing, donate to Operate Save Our Sons. Donate money, because we need resources. Right now we are basically driven by grants, and we know grants. Grants can come and grants can go. We got a grant that's about to end, right? But we need people to start donating. So right now, an opportunity is going to be given, and you can see it on the screen. And we want you to give. We want you to donate to Operate Save Our Sons. That $5, that $20, that $100, that $1,000, that $10,000, whatever. We want you to donate. But here's the last thing. We want you to trust us with your sons. Trust us with your sons. We're getting ready to reconstruct some things because we're going to go to another level. The vision is to go to other cities, but we gotta perfect Jacksonville, and we're working on it. And with our chairman and our board of directors and everybody that's a part of this, we want you to help us reach sons. So give us your sons. Yes. Again, there will be information on the screen whereby you can contact us. So if you want to volunteer, if you want to do something meaningful, volunteer. If you want to give, become a consistent donor. $10 a month to go a long way, man. If we can get 200 people to give $10 a month,
yes,
$20 a month, man, $25 a month. So imagine
yes,
the other stuff we can do.
Yes.
But final thing is, we're here for your sons.
Yes.
So trust us. Alfonso, thank you, man. You are the right choice in this season.
Thank you,
I'm
Bishop.
excited, man. I'm so excited. Please share this. Send people to our website. Talk us up in a positive way, because, man, we're really serious about making a difference. Thank you all for watching. I guess this is Shop Talk. Can we call this Shop Talk?
This is Shop Talk.
Okay. So join us again next month. We're going to do this again next month.
Shop Talk.
And we come together for Shop Talk. Because Operate Save Our Sons is about building bridges, tearing down walls for the sake of our sons, and empowering fathers and, yes, mothers to raise successful Black young men who are comfortable in their own skin.
That's right.
God bless you. Keep us in prayer. Thank you, Alfonso McClendon.
Thank you, sir.
Be blessed, everybody. We'll see you next month.